Welcome back to our third lesson of social science, In Search of Earth's Secrets. Let's find out the secrets, the mysteries of the Earth's interior. The temperature and pressure inside the Earth increases as we go deep inside the Earth. These changes are due to the pressure and the weight exerted by the overlying layers. The temperature at the center of the earth is unbelievable. It is about 5000 degrees Celsius. Do you know the fact that even iron melts at a temperature of 1538 degrees Celsius? How do we came to know about Earth's interior? Let's identify the different sources that provide information about the Earth's interior. The materials that reached on the Earth's surface through volcanic eruptions, and the data collected from mines, and the analysis of the propagation of waves generated during earthquake give the information about the Earth's interior. Here, the analysis of the propagation of waves generated during earthquake means the magnitude of the waves during the earthquakes give us the idea about Earth's interior. Here we can classify the different layers of the Earth based on the analysis of the waves generated during earthquakes. And these layers are crust, mantle, outer core and inner core. Crust is the outer shell of the Earth. It is the thinnest layer and it is approximately 40 km thick. There are two parts: continental crust. The outer shell of the continents or the land area is called continental crust, and the outer shell of the oceans are called oceanic crust. Continental crust are also called Sial because it contains silica and alumina, whereas oceanic crust is called Sima, which contains silica and magnesium. The layer just beneath the crust is called mantle. It extends up to 2900 km from the crust. There are two parts, upper mantle and lower mantle. Upper mantle is in solid state because it contains silicon compounds, and the lower mantle is in semi-liquid state. Now let's check the central part of the Earth's layer, which is called core. It extends from 2900 km to 6371 km. There are two parts, outer core and inner core. Outer core is in a molten state and the inner core in a solid state. And inner core is also known as knife. Knife in the sense it contains nickel and ferrous. Now let's check what is lithosphere and what is asthenosphere. Here the crust and upper part of the mantle together are called lithosphere. The crust and the upper part of the mantle together are called lithosphere. The part just beneath the lithosphere where the materials exist in a partially molten state, that part is called as asthenosphere, where the temperature is high. This is the source of lava that comes out during volcanic eruptions. We have checked that the Earth's interior has a layered structure. Each of the layer has unique features. On the basis of the mode of formation, rocks can be classified into igneous, sedimentary and metamorphic. Now let's learn about the different types of rocks. Starting with igneous rocks. Igneous rocks are the type of rocks that formed when the lava comes out through the fissures in the crust. Fissures in the sense the opening of the rock is called fissures. When the molten magma comes out through the opening of the crust and it solidifies and formed into igneous rocks. These types of igneous rocks are called extrusive igneous rocks. At times, the magma solidifies within the crust itself or inside the earth. That type of igneous rocks are called intrusive igneous rocks. Igneous rocks are also called primary rocks. Why do we call them as primary rocks? Because all other rocks are formed from igneous rocks. That is why we call igneous rocks as primary rocks. Now let's learn about sedimentary rocks. Rocks undergo changes due to weathering. What do you mean by weathering? Changes in the rocks and minerals due to sun, wind and rain is called weathering. So because of the weathering, rocks undergo changes. They'll form into different layers and transformed into another form. That kind of rocks are called sedimentary rocks. Examples are sandstone, limestone, etc. As the sedimentary rocks are formed in layers, they are also known as stratified rocks. When the rocks undergo changes due to high temperature and pressure, that kinds of rocks are called metamorphic rocks. Metamorphic rocks are prominent in Kerala. Examples are marble, slate, etc. Now let's learn about weathering in detail. We have learned about different types of rocks and we know that they undergo various changes. Such decomposition of rocks is known as weathering. As a result, the physical and chemical composition of rocks change. Now let's identify the different types of weathering. First one is physical or mechanical weathering. That is, the expansion and contraction of minerals or rocks due to variations in temperature and freezing of water is called as physical or mechanical weathering. Now let's learn about chemical weathering. Chemical weathering in the sense oxygen, carbon dioxide and water react with the minerals and decompose the rocks. That kind of weathering is called chemical weathering. Now what is biological weathering? When the plant and animal remains led to weathering, that kind of weathering is called biological weathering. That means the dead animals and plants waste will go deep inside the earth or crust and that will make changes in the minerals. It is called biological weathering. Human activities also include in biological weathering. Now let's identify some human activities which is part of biological weathering. Here in this picture you can identify quarrying, mining, etc. Other than this, human activities like pollution, deforestation and making tunnels, extracting minerals all will affect the weathering. We can say that it includes in biological weathering. And we know that the formation of rocks is a cycle. That means the rocks may not remain in their original form forever. That means igneous rocks will change into sedimentary rocks. Again, sedimentary rocks will change into metamorphic rocks. Metamorphic rocks again change into igneous rocks. This is a cycle. We can call it as rock cycle. Now, let's check the process of transformation of rocks. Here, igneous rock is formed from the sedimentary rocks through the process called melting. So, the first one is written here as sedimentary rock melts and formed into igneous rock. Again, igneous rock will formed into sedimentary rock through the process weathering. Now, let's check the second one. The igneous rock changed into metamorphic rock through weathering and the metamorphic rock again transformed into igneous rock due to high temperature and pressure. Now let's study the third one, Sedimentary rock will change into metamorphic rock due to high temperature and pressure, and metamorphic rock will change into sedimentary rock through weathering. Now let's study the formation of soil. The study of soil is called pedology. The soil is formed by a long process like weathering of rocks and decomposition of organic matter. Let's identify the different factors that influence the soil formation. Now, here you can identify different factors that influence the formation of soil like plants and animals, climate, topography, that is the physical features of the land, parent rock, primary rocks, and along with time that lead to formation of different types of soils. There are different types of soil in India and Kerala. You can list out the different types of soil. We have alluvial soil, black cotton soil, red soil, laterite soil, and desert soil in India. Here we have laterite soil, coastal alluvium soil, and black cotton soil in Kerala also. Now we have to check how we are destroying the soil, how the soil get perish. Due to different human activities like deforestation, destruction of hills, overgrazing, agricultural activities, excessive use of pesticides, all destroy the soil very badly. How can we conserve soil? That is the point that we have to discuss to protect the soil. By avoiding deforestation and by encouraging crop rotation, by stopping pollution, we can conserve soil. And here we have a day to celebrate soil. The United Nations Organization observes the 15th of December as the World Soil Day for creating awareness among the people about the importance of soil. The United Nations Organization celebrated the year 2015 as International Year of Soils. And now it is our responsibility to protect and preserve the soil. We should protect our Mother Earth. Thank you for watching. If you feel it's useful, please don't forget to subscribe the channel.